I was at CES, and I saw this great little German company called Tractive, and they also make a basically a Fitbit for your dog, but it's on GPS. So when I go to my phone, I can see exactly where my dogs are now. It's really cool. You can run your dogs from your phone. Okay, well, we wanted to take today because we wanted to do exactly what we just did, which is we wanted to give you the halftime show. It was incredible with the opening with Lars and Kirk and Rob, and then being able to kind of do this kind of tour de force of our technology and what you're going to see between now and Dreamforce with Salesforce. We're really excited to kick off the fiscal year. And now what we want to do is we want to transition and open it up to any Q&A for you. We have our management team here, including myself, Marc Hawkins, our Chief Financial Officer. Also our lead director is here, Sandy Robertson is right here as well, our board of directors. And happy to take any questions that you have about the show today and what's going on with Salesforce or the industry or anything else we've been up to recently. It's been an exciting month so far. Any questions? All right, we have a question right here. Here, you can have my microphone. Oh, wait, you have to have the official process, which is, that's how it works now at Salesforce. Somebody actually has to bring you a microphone. The old days, I would give you the microphone because we could only afford one microphone. We can now afford two, it turns out.
It works. Great. This is Albert Peng with Apps Run the World. I'm a little bit curious about the announcements, especially the Sales Cloud announcement. It seems that we're seeing some kind of a back to the basics and back to the core for the company. Can you talk a bit more about it? Does that also underscore the fact that Sales Cloud has been lagging behind some of the newer products?
Yeah, you know, that's I think a really good question. And I'll tell you why it's a good question. Because now that we have a new platform and now that we have Lightning, we actually need to kind of hit the reset button on every single one of our core apps, which is kind of what we just did. So when you look at sales, when you look at service, when you look at marketing, when you look at community, when you look at the apps, when you look at analytics, now that we have Lightning, we have to go back and kind of relaunch and show you what all of these new products look like. Like the demonstration that you saw today is actually a demonstration we weren't even able to do at Dreamforce. Really comprehensive, very deep, a lot of new functionality. So it is in many ways exactly what you said. It's kind of back to basics, or what I would say back to the core, because the new platform really mandates that. Because when you see the demo, it just looks not like what you think Salesforce looks like. It's a whole new world, and it's a whole new vision for Salesforce. I guess it's not a new version, it's a new vision, we like to say. And that's kind of where we are. So I'm very excited about that. I think it's absolutely the most competitive customer suite in the world. I think it's the best Salesforce automation application. It's #1 rated by Gartner and many others. But I don't think there's anything that can touch what you saw. I guess the #1 thing that I would say about why that is everything you saw, which was amazing, is actually built on the platform. So if you don't like it, you can take it apart and put it back together. And why other vendors are still kind of delivering just apps, we're delivering this comprehensive platform. No one else has made that shift. I think that's why, for example, if you grab a mobile phone or you go and look at all these Salesforce customers are here and say, hey, show me how you run Salesforce on your phone, maybe we're the only enterprise vendor that has that kind of market share on mobile, which is obviously really mission critical for the industry. And I was just at Davos and I was blown away because I was in a CEO meeting and Charlie Scharf is the CEO of Visa. He's like, hey, come on over here. And he grabbed his mobile phone. He's like, you're going to love this. And yeah, he's running his company from his phone using Salesforce One. And I'm like, that's exactly my vision of the world, which is that we're moving to this next gen platform and Salesforce has to lead the charge. So does that answer your question? Great, thank you very much. Any other questions? Okay, we got one back here.
Hey Mark, Alex Zukin with Stephens. I wanted to ask you about the ecosystem. When I look at field service Lightning and I look at the CPQ product, how do you make the decision, who are you empowering and who should be worried by these moves?
I think it's a really good question because in the example of CPQ, wasn't really our intention to go and add that to our product line. And here we are, all of a sudden, it's Salesforce, Steelbrick CPQ integrated inside of our brand new Sales Cloud Lightning. So as kind of connecting it to the previous question, here's a whole new Salesforce automation product that's not only mobile and built on Lightning, but also as in CPQ. And kind of where that happened is it really was not part of our strategic plan. And I think it really is an indication of how excited we are about Lightning. What happened was, I think in the, right after Dreamforce, Steelbrick came in, they presented to me, which is never a good idea. And I got so excited when I saw it, I'm like, we have to buy this company because this is something all of our customers are going to want, but also this is an example of what we want to do with the platform. I thought it was the best example I had seen of an ISV building and executing on the platform, and I just wanted to bring that to all of our customers. And it wasn't strategic. I know there's implications to our ecosystem, but at the end of the day, these are mega markets, and there is plenty of business for everyone and our ecosystem continues to thrive as an example of that. It's a great question. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, Julie Ost from Forrester Research. Quick question for you. When companies typically adopt mobile initially, it's kind of like old things in new ways, smaller screens. But the real power of mobile is the new things that it enables you to do. So how is mobile forcing you to rethink your business and how you're building products and how you're delivering the kinds of services that you're delivering to your customers? What are the new things you're doing as a result of mobile?
Well, I think the number one thing for us for mobile is that mobile isn't just bringing the Salesforce app to the phone or to the tablet. We've always known that's a strategy for us that will never work. And the reason why is that our customers have built massive amounts of metadata into our application. If our company is built on anything and what keeps our attrition low is because our customers are defining and adding their business processes and their metadata deep into our platform and deep into our database. That's why as we kind of make all these continuous releases, the 49th release, the 50th release, et cetera, we then just repopulate that metadata back, into the environment. But when it comes to mobile, now you want to bring their application that was on the desktop to this device or to a tablet or maybe to a watch. And there's a good part of that and there's a bad part of that. The good part of it is we've abstracted everything to metadata. So theoretically, it should be easy to just grab that data and bam, deliver that to the device, whatever that is, or to the app. The bad part of that is it means that we have to reconceptualize how we actually deliver the user experience. And it's even bigger than what you said. You're like, well, you really have to conceptualize not just bringing it to a smaller screen, you have to reconceptualize the user experience. Our idea is really that you have to reconceptualize the ability of how to deliver an entire platform to mobility. And that's really what we've been working on. And kind of in regards to my comments with Parker, we've had a lot of successes and failures on the way to having millions of users now in our mobile devices. And we have an extraordinary vision, which is that every company should be able to run their business from their phone. And when we've created that vision, it wasn't just the kind of traditional CRUD application, create, read, update, and delete data, like where we started from Salesforce, but it also was, yes, the system of record, but also we want the deep system of engagement, which is why we took Chatter and then we reconceptualized the collaboration experience as part of the mobile experience. So that when you get onto Salesforce and I have, I log onto my phone, like I do, and then I bring up my app, of course, I get my deep collaboration experience, which is my feed, which I'm very familiar with, especially if I use something, like Twitter, like I'm on. And then every app that I've ever built on Salesforce is now available to me as well as next-gen apps that have been built by my IT department or people like Andrew who are building things that we have that are unique to Salesforce. All of those apps are available to me, so I have hundreds of those types of things available to me. But I have one more thing besides a system of record and a system of engagement. I have something that we've talked about before, which is we have a deep system, a deep system of intelligence as well. So I have all my dashboards, all my analytics, everything is available to me as well. On top of that, we then have added our analytics cloud, which is a separate app, our Wave capability. So I have all my mobile capabilities on my phone. And then through this genius right here, we bought his company, Relate IQ, Adam Evans, we were able to take his invention and now create something incredibly new, which is Salesforce IQ Inbox, or what we like to call Salesforce Inbox, which is he's reading now your inbox, all your email, he reads all your calendar, all your CRM information, and he coaches you along right on your phone. So you have to reconceptualize the whole user experience, because in our industry, everything is changing. So you have to be ready to provide a whole new environment, and I think that's kind of what you saw today. I don't know any other vendor in enterprise who's delivered as comprehensive a capability, and that's a great thing, so congratulations to that. Thank you for the question. Yes?
Jim here with Gartner. A quick question about your IoT cloud. You announced it at Dreamforce last year, and we didn't see much about it today. Is it more in beta? Are you using it more as an orchestration layer? Is it part of the field service cloud? Can you give some comments on that, please?
Okay, well, the IoT cloud is, Adam Bosworth, I'm sure, is here, who runs our IoT cloud. He's right over here. I might even go to him to help answer the question, so come on over here, Adam. IoT cloud is a new product. It's actually now in place with a number of customers, including Microsoft, who has taken Office 365 and is building it on top of our IoT cloud. So as you create events inside those Microsoft applications, they're able to pass to us all those incredible events, and we're able to bring them back very smart, intelligent responses like messaging or workflow, so that ultimately they can have a better interaction with their customer. It's a huge idea because the whole world is moving to an Internet of Things, and as you have essentially billions of connected things, you're going to end up with trillions of customer interactions, and we are building a kind of watershed event for our industry, which is a comprehensive platform that will mitigate between the Internet of Things and our core capability. So, Adam, do you want to give us a little update on how are we doing on IoT Cloud?
I think you answered it well, but I mean, fundamentally, the answer to your question is we said at Dreamforce, and I'll say now, we were going to learn one customer at a time, one pilot at a time. We've got one customer that's actually...
I think maybe we can only afford one microphone, so here you go.
We've got one customer that's bringing, actually they've been accelerating the use of the product. They were supposed to quadruple or quintuple the number of events we got per second this month. They actually did it about 3 weeks ago because it was going so well. But we have a lot to learn. I mean, fundamentally, I expect us to be learning and improving day by day, week by week, epic by epic, month by month for the next 6 months. And, I don't want to jump the gun. So fundamentally, the answer to your question is yes, it's attached to field service because what is an IoT cloud? An IoT cloud is a thing that says I'm listening to any real-time event. I'm listening to real-time events from devices. I'm listening to real-time events from the mobile apps, like the apps you just saw. I'm listening to real-time events from location. You move near a beacon or you move into some location. I'm listening to real-time events from any other source that streams it to us. And then I'm doing the right thing, and the right thing is usually integrating either with a customer interaction or an employee interaction via Salesforce. So we'll be integrated with field service, we'll be integrated with sales, we'll be integrated with normal Service Cloud. We were just at Schneider having this discussion. But it'll be case by case, customer by customer for at least the next 6 months.
Great. Does that answer your question? Great. And Adam's available afterwards and can go into a long, deep dive with you. You'll be very excited. Okay. Any other questions? Great.
Jordan Ovett from VentureBeat. I'm wondering if you acquired any companies to launch the field service Lightning product.
We have not acquired any companies to launch the field service product. We are doing partnerships with many different companies. It's an exciting new category. Our customers are pulling us into that capability. We have a lot of very exciting customers who want us to move into field service. You can see the applicability. Everybody wants to be Uber. Everybody wants to have that kind of capability. You saw that dispatch concept. I mean, that's just kind of a very heart of the customer experience for many companies, and we want to be able to provide that to them. But we haven't done an acquisition. If you have any ideas, let me know afterwards.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. Test. Hi, Mark. Dennis Pombriant, Beagle Research. Congratulations on.
Turns out we can only afford actually one working microphone, and here it is. So.
Okay. Quick question. Congratulations.
Hold on a second. Let's get Gina over there, and we're going to.
Test.
Good.
Congratulations on some really cool looking reimaginations of the technology. It appears to me that you've also reimagined the pricing somewhat. And I was wondering, what's harder to do, reimagining the technology or the pricing?
The technology. Yeah. We've kind of need to reconceptualize our what's in our, I don't think we've reconceptualized our pricing as much as what's in those pricing things. I think what we've done is we've built so much technology that we can now push some of that technology down to kind of the traditional entry-level editions. So you probably saw a lot more value showing up in Professional Edition, a lot more value showing up in Enterprise Edition, and ultimately a lot more value showing up in Unlimited Edition, just because we have a huge amount of capability. And I think that we've kind of hamstrung those editions based on some thoughts that we had maybe more than a decade ago when we first introduced them. You were there. And now we are, at a new place in our company's evolution and in our industry's evolution, and we need to make some slight adjustments to what's in each one of those editions. And so I thought this was a great venue to roll those out. Does that answer your question? Okay. But I'll go with the technology, by the way.
Oh, hi. Quentin Hardy from the New York Times. So you want this new developer platform that's closer to the customer, and it's closer to real time, and it's location sensitive, and it's got AI, and it's got machine learning, and what's this going to do to your engineering needs, your costs? How do you develop this at a pace that's appropriate?
Well, I mean, I think this is the challenge for every tech company, is that our industry has been through a massive shift. And we're just really at the beginning of that shift. When I was in Davos, they called it the fourth industrial revolution. And information technology is a huge part of that fourth industrial revolution. And all the things that you mentioned, including other things that Adam also mentioned, is part of that shift. And so for companies like ours, we have to rebuild our platform to take advantage of that capability. And if you haven't read Klaus Schwab's book, it's available now. I think it's kind of a brilliant kind of treatise on kind of what is coming in terms of that huge shift. And honestly, I think I'm as paranoid about the future as anybody is. And we've been driving the engineering organization unusually hard over the last, I would say, 36 months, and especially the last 12 months, to get to the future first. And I think today is a good example. I think this really is a very modern platform, and I think that's very good news for our customers who need that, because they need to build and deploy these applications now. They can't wait. They have users, especially millennial users coming out of college, who don't want to be handed a laptop, don't want to be handed green screens and blue screens, and said, oh, here's our old, SAP or Oracle apps, or, old Windows apps, and you're going to now, run your business from your, a laptop. That's just not how millennials work, as an example. And we know that they want to work the way, we work, which is on our phones and rapidly, but it's got to be comprehensive, and it has to have all of those many attributes. And so we have really hit the accelerator as hard as we possibly can, and at times we've almost broken it, honestly, because I think that shifting that technology was not easy. For us, it's a two-edged sword. One is that we have to break through on the platform. The second one is we have to make sure we don't break all of our customers' existing apps. Don't forget, we are kind of changing those engines in mid-flight because all of those customers are running with us in real time. And of course, they're used to us releasing 3 new versions every single year. But this is the first time that we have changed the whole platform underneath them at the same time. And many of them didn't even know it. In fact, they just can hit a button and all of a sudden it just turns on. So that's what's exciting. And then when we go to a major enterprise customer like Accenture or others who want to take a platform like that and make it a standard across their entire enterprise for running all their apps, because I don't think there really is anything else like this in the enterprise. I don't know how large enterprises really can build these kind of comprehensive applications and deploy them without a platform like this. You can build a lot of bespoke applications, but I don't think that's a great long-term strategy for your IT department. It can turn into something very costly and very unwieldy. And so, I'm excited that we can deliver this platform. Would you just comment on that? What do you think about that?
I think you're absolutely right. An organization cannot build everything it needs anymore. It needs cloud platforms that are already benefiting from a critical mass of skills and experience. And the guys are doing the hard work like Parker in the engineering area, so I can get things out much more quickly. I could never have released my old classic apps 3 times a year across all of the posture. I simply couldn't have enough people. And so you're right. And I think it is allowing us to change now at the speed the business demands. And a CIO just couldn't do that before.
Yeah. Would you like to comment on that too, in terms of where we are?
So, we've been through a transformation. Lightning is a major transformation. You were also intuiting maybe when Adam was up, and we get into IoT, what other things are changing. And so I'm constantly rebuilding these platforms. And Lightning is really this foundation that we needed. As we go into IoT, we're exploring new ways to add different types of elasticity into our platform, for example, because IoT is going to need that. We are partnering with other vendors that provide that as well. And so, I look at our platform as everything from computers all the way up to those mobile phones and laptops and desktops. And we have, some of the best engineers in the industry. We attract a lot of those engineers. A lot of them actually don't fully understand until they get to know us a little bit better how deep our technology is, because we go all the way down the stack. I have some people who work in security, for example, and they are so excited to be at Salesforce because we're able to innovate from the very bottom to the very top of the stack and secure everything. I don't ship you software that you run on some other environment, and so it's a journey that we're on. I think we've hit a major milestone at this point with Lightning, and I'm excited to see how everyone uses that. But we're continuing on, and yes, there are a lot more changes ahead.
Let me stand up, Adam. This is Adam Evans. So, Adam, just give us, from your vision, you're, one of our key architects. Give us your vision of that. How, when you hear Quentin asking that question, what are you thinking about?
Well, I actually think about the cost of computing and the cost of storage and all the things we're familiar with just technology exploding and becoming lower cost available to us. And part of rebuilding platforms with latest generation technology and things like this, we can take advantage of that. So as we scale up on IoT, we have elasticity, we have all of these new kind of tools that are that we can build on top of that are in order to magnitude lower costs as we build a scale for the future. So.
And how does that impact when we go to build intelligence into the software?
Well, so intelligence is really about a lot of data. So part of it is real time and being able to process high volumes with IoT, but a lot of it is about understanding kind of the whole picture at once. So as Marc mentioned, we're doing a lot with email and calendar and really looking into natural language processing in terms of how people actually interact. This is very computationally intensive, but all of these great tools, as I was mentioning, technology are available to really take things that weren't possible before and make them available to everyone, and including down to mobile phones. Because all of these things now have so much more capacity to store and to process information, and the technology itself is becoming so much more approachable with libraries and data scientists coming live and building all these great tools, not only for the technology and hardware standpoint, but the actual the code and the tools and the process to build these applications. So.
Great, thank you. That's a great question. Okay, any other questions before we wrap it up? What's that? Is there one that I'm not seeing? Nope. Okay, great. Well, I just want to thank everybody. And, we're going to stick around. All of our top engineers are here, our top product leaders, our top distribution leaders. Keith is here, our new Chief Operating Officer. Alex is here. Marc is here. So we're looking forward to spending more time with you. And thanks very much. I'd just like to thank our team for putting together a great event today. And we're looking forward to an exciting new fiscal year as well. And so welcome to our fiscal year 17. Thank you very much.